All right, boys and girls, it is time for State of the Atmosphere. We're going to do a review of, non-spoiler review of Captain America, Brave New World. We're going to talk a little pop culture. Got some stories from everything, video games, comic books, magazines even this time. We got Sydney Sweeney. We got to check out what's going on with her. And we're going to talk something we haven't talked on this channel for a while, Star Wars. We got a few rumors in the mill. See what's going on with that this week on State of the Atmosphere.
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
All right, it's time for State of the Atmosphere. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. And first in tonight was Sumo Orange, friend of the show that's been here. I think you've been on once before, haven't you, Sumo?
Once.
Yep. Well, this is his second time around. We'll see how he does. No, I'm just kidding. He's fine. He does a great job. He interviewed me not too long ago, and it was a lot of fun being on his channel. Look forward to being on his channel again. How are you today, buddy? It's good to see you.
Oh, I am doing well. I am happy to be here. Obviously, discussing Star Wars, as much as that's dead, it's still fun to talk about it every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Also in the house, Knock. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. Just had a nice little long weekend with President's Day, so
Yeah.
just working
Are
through the
you
rest
still
of the week.
unpacking?
Of course.
Gotta be
But I
unpacking
did a
right
good
now.
amount on Monday. I
Yeah.
didn't do much during the weekend, but on Monday I cleared out a bunch of boxes and got all the stuff out, and so I had like about a dozen, cardboard boxes, and then I had like half a dozen plastic totes. So I got the
Okay.
stuff mostly out of the cardboard boxes, and the stuff that I want to keep in like kind of long term storage back in the plastic bins, kind of thing. Kind of separating what I want to take out of the boxes, and then only putting the stuff that I'm not going to use right away. So it's sorting through it basically.
I hear you, man. Cool. And Jed rounds out the quartet tonight. What's going on, man? How you doing?
No, I'm doing great. Just woke up a little bit ago, so.
I was figuring to say that whole sentence sounded like mumbling. You must have just got.
Oh wait. I this new mic. I got to get.
No,
used
your mic is fine. I'm telling you, you sounded like you.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, we got some cool stuff on the show tonight. We're gonna,
Yeah,
me
we got
and
some cool
Joe
stuff
found
to
some
talk
cool
about.
stuff. So
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. We got some stuff to
Yeah.
talk about, and I know everybody on this
we
on
and,
the
and
panel loves Star Wars, so we're gonna have
Yeah.
fun talking about.
we especially got one thing that we talk about sometimes, and then one thing you guys are gonna love. So yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, let's see who's in the chat tonight. Of course, the hardest working wrench in the biz, Mr. Vince Womack, is here. He says hi ho to all you nerds and nerdettes. And Christian Delorme, he says bonjour to me and Vince, everybody and Vince, and miss you, little brother. He says, yeah, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see, anybody else in there yet? No, but feel free to check out everything that's in the chat there. Vince has been working hard to get all of our links in there and stuff. So he's got Sumo's links in there as well. So So you guys go check everything out and like, share, and subscribe to all our channels. You know what I'm saying? Help us out with the algorithm. Which I was talking to Sumo earlier in the. And I think I told you about it last night, Jed. Me and my brother's show. I don't know what I did to hit the algorithm like I did, but so far it's had 2,100 views, and during the show it had 1,900. It was crazy.
And I'm glad for that, brother.
Yeah, I am too, but I wish I could replicate it. It's nuts, man.
I want to say this. It is a very random thing. I was in it at one point with the archivist, and then it just at some point you just go out. I'm like, I don't know what I did.
Yep. Hey, how you doing there, Kay? It's good to see you.
Hey, baby.
It is the weirdest thing, the YouTube algorithm, because at times you will put the most low effort video that you're like, what the, like, I'm just putting this out there to get something in there just to keep my channel at least relevant. It does well, right? And then you put your heart and soul into one video and you're like, this is my magnum opus, and it does nothing.
Yeah, it can. It's really strange. I've given up trying to figure it out. So
yeah, I gave.
I'm just glad it happened. That's cool. And dude, just to give you an idea, guys, people that friggin' do nothing but live streaming, it takes me like a week to get 2 subscribers. I average 1 to 2 a week, right? That's about how it goes, right? Because you don't do videos. You're not doing what they call evergreen stuff that'll keep getting searched up. But I got 13 subs in that hour and a half. I was like, oh my God, they really put me out there, So thank you. If whoever's running the algorithm, do it again. I won't mind at all. But anyway, let's get started here. We got the pop culture update. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
And we're going to start as usual with the box office numbers for the weekend. This is now, I really wish they would have put the 17th on here too. But this is the 3-day weekend. It's
not bad.
Captain America did 88 million. And Paddington comes in second with 12. Hard Eyes comes in third with 9 in its second week. Dogman, that's been out for actually, 3 weeks.
Chinese film.
9 million. And that's the kids show. I mean, it came out gangbusters when it did come out. And then this one right here, guys, Nazatu. I don't know what this is, but it is the first non-American film to make over $1 billion. It actually globally outdid Captain America.
I have a few questions about that one.
Okay.
I have, and I already have questions about Captain America in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know in the past with I'm going on things that actually happened in the past with Disney. They'll give out tickets and they will pad the box office by giving them out and buying up theaters.
I'm just reading the numbers, buddy.
I know, but the thing I'm going to say is we've had several of our YouTuber friends would go opening day and there would be nobody there. They take a picture of the theater and there's like, Tom even said the day he went, there was only 5 people in the theater. That was like the day.
Well, my theater was packed on Saturday afternoon, so
that's the thing. And then it's a random thing too.
Yeah.
And what Vince said, it's a Chinese movie. So I don't really trust the numbers that come from the Chinese either. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's worldwide numbers for that movie.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Okay, so Captain America: Brave New World flies to 192 million globally. Overseas, odds swoon for Bridget Jones and Mad About You about the Boy. I guess this is the 3rd installment of the Bridget Jones Diaries thing. And then Nazatu tops 1.6 billion in China international box office. Wow. This thing right here. I don't know what it's about or anything. I have no clue. But it did very well, apparently.
Yeah, so, and I do want to see this to what that Nazatu is all about, though.
Yeah.
I am interested in seeing that, though.
But I figured those of us that have seen Captain America, I know me and Knock have. Sumo, you haven't.
No.
Yeah,
Jed, you haven't seen it, I know.
I will. I've skimmed through it.
Skimmed through it? Okay,
There's a way on the high seas. Yes.
well, we're gonna me and Knock are gonna talk about it non-spoiler for you guys. Just go
so
ahead.
truth be told, the last time I've seen the most recent Marvel movie I have seen, it is Endgame.
Really?
Yep.
That was the last one you saw?
Most recent Marvel thing I've seen was Endgame.
Wow.
Dude. And that's what's funny. I've heard a bunch of people say that the last one that they saw, besides the Spider-Man movie, was Endgame. Yep. I've heard that from a lot of people.
I can't believe you didn't see Spider-Man No Way Home, dude.
Yes, but it's really tough not to watch Spider-Man after Endgame.
Yeah. Those are the only two that I've heard the most. The most recent movie.
I did,
especially with Jake Gyllenhaal in it.
Yeah.
I don't like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. The only reason that I've ever wanted to see it, and I just never have gotten around to it, is Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, that's No Way Home. That's No Way Home.
To watch it, but like at a certain point, I'm like, you know what? I'll just go watch Spider-Man 1 and 2, two movies I know that I love.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, man, I've gone to see a lot of them. I wasn't planning on going to see this one in the theater. I really wasn't interested, but we were bored and didn't have anything to do Saturday, so we went ahead and went and saw it. So I could make my opinion known about it.
And it's an okay movie. It wasn't the worst thing. Yeah.
It wasn't the worst movie in the world. It's not. Look, they've had a lot worse. Eternals was a lot worse. The Marvels was a lot worse. I mean, they've made some bad movies. I would say the Ant-Man movie, the last one, Quantumania, was worse than this one. But
I'm not a fan of Dark Worlds, Thor Dark Worlds either.
That was really.
I actually like Thor Dark World better than this one.
Yeah,
I didn't like it at all.
I didn't like it either, Knock.
I want to say hi to everybody on Facebook, and they're on here tonight because for some reason Rumble, I set up the Rumble page and everything, and it just didn't work. I don't know what the deal is with that one tonight. But let's see. Figure Drawing says Anthony Mackie is not a very good actor, in my opinion.
This Joe,
is the problem with the movie.
You're going in and out.
Yeah, you're sounding a little bit underwater there.
You sound like you're muffled and you're going in and out.
Okay, let me see if I can fix that. Oh, is that any better? Hello?
Yeah, okay. That sounds a lot better.
Okay, so I gotta say, man, I'm a fan of Anthony Mackie. I'm hoping he does well, because he's from New Orleans, so I'm pulling for him. I'm hoping he does.
I've actually, I've seen the trailer for season 2 of Twisted Metal, and he's in that. I'm kind of curious about the show.
Yeah, they say he's better in that than he was in this movie. So I don't know. But getting back to Captain America, it looked a lot like Winter Soldier, but it just didn't have the punch that Winter Soldier had. You could tell that this was there was a slam together between how many reshoots did they do? Like 3, something like that. I don't know. The best part of it, really, I thought was the camaraderie between the two Falcon characters. The new guy and Anthony Mackie's Captain America. They did some stuff that was kind of cringe. Like there was one scene where they're on the way to the White House early in the show, and it's if you've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you know about the original Black Captain America. What is his name? I don't remember the character's name, but he had been in prison for a long time, and Anthony Mackie's character is good friends with him, and he decides to take him with him to the White House, and they're in a limousine and they're popping Dom champagne. I mean, the only thing that was missing was it was very stereotypical. It was really bad. And I thought that, all it was missing was a stripper and stripper pole inside the friggin' limousine. That really threw me off. I was like, what? Why is Captain America drinking champagne? What's the deal here? But there was a couple of times in the movie, I don't think they understand how this stuff works, as far as the writers didn't, about all these toys he's been given by Wakanda and Ant-Man and all that stuff, because there's a couple of times this guy should have been dead. Okay. It just should have been. But other than that, the story's okay. The leader was back. He of course, everything I'm saying is well known. I'm not giving out any spoilers here, but I wish they'd made him look more comic book accurate, if you know what I'm saying. I wish they'd really put the tall head instead of, they made his back of his head look like broccoli. I can't remember who called it that, but that's what it looked like. And yeah, I wish they'd have gone with the comic accurate head.
It's
but that's
Disney
just,
Marvel, dude.
I know.
They never do that.
Yeah,
The
but
closest they got to is like, closest we got to was Iron Man and Captain America's first movie, and then
looks like they're going to do better though. I mean,
and this is going through DC, but when I hear comic book accurate and I see Nathan Fillion's character and the way people are bashing that, it's like from what I see, he looks exactly like the comic character, and people are saying he looks dumb. Like I'm seeing all the comments, but he looks stupid. It's like, okay, well, he's comic accurate. So, like, you can't win. It doesn't matter what you do. Comic accuracy to me is bullshit. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's because you don't read comic books, though.
No. I'm saying it does. You're not going to please everybody.
Right.
There's going to be people that say it's not comic book accurate. You make it comic book accuracy, and people are going to bitch about that too. You can't. It's impossible to make everybody happy. So you just got to make a good show.
Yeah, that's it, and that's the thing. I don't think this is the movie they intended. I think they intended something else, and they changed it.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
That's not a bad thing.
Right.
I'm kind of scary to ever read if they ever put out it's probably in the Disney
director's cut.
It's probably locked in the vault
like
and
it'll
never see the light of day. But I'm curious what the original script was all about. I'm sure because to me, and I told Joe this, I wasn't bombarded with the message in this one.
No,
I feel like
it wasn't
that's what
woke.
they took
It
out.
really wasn't. That's the one thing a lot of people are saying, and I totally agree with. It wasn't woke. If anything, they went. Look, the plot armor's thick in this one for a lot of characters. I mean, there's the Captain Israel chick. I can't remember the character's name in the comic book, but she never wears a costume. She's 5 foot nothing. If she weighed 90 pounds soaking wet, I'd be shocked. And she's throwing guys all over the place. And they explained it by saying she was a widow. Now, how you get an Israeli going through the Russian widow program is kind of strange to me, but hey, whatever. Comic books, two things about comic books. It's just like soap operas. They can make up anything and nobody ever dies, right? So they can bring anybody back. But I think what they're missing with this is they didn't really work on Anthony Mackie's character in this. He was the central figure in this story that was going on around him. They didn't really deal with him. The only thing they dealt with was him, and he kept saying it. He just kept saying he should have taken the super soldier serum. And I'm like, nah, you shouldn't have done that. But they definitely need to, consider the fact that you haven't whenever you're doing these fights and stuff, because it's obvious they don't know how that kind of shit works in the Marvel universe. You know what I mean? His suit now is like an amalgamation of every character in the Marvel universe. He's got shit from Wakanda. He's got shit from fucking Stark Industries, Ant-Man's helmet. I mean, it's just crazy. But Knock, what did you think of the flick?
Well, I did go into it with very, low expectations.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. I was definitely expecting a lot more of the message to be put in it, and I'm guessing that's what they reshot and took out a lot.
Shot out of it, yeah.
So, to me, like the whole time, I'm thinking, like, I'm not bored.
Yeah,
I'm not. They kept the action up enough. There was enough intrigue. I heard someone complaining about there wasn't enough Red Hawk. I was like, I mean, I don't really give a shit about Red Hawk myself, but
yeah,
I feel like if they had too much Red Hawk, it would have gone too much into Falcon, not being a match for him.
Right.
Like they had to do as little as possible, because the longer any fight would have been between them would have been more and more unbelievable, as much as it already was.
Mm-hmm.
So
And we talked about some missed opportunities they had. We won't say what they are here, but
yeah,
they had some definite missed opportunities. It's almost like they had AI writing this. You know,
Huh.
I don't know
Again,
about that. I don't know about that, but I mean,
Well-
it may have helped it, but I don't know. I didn't get that vibe from it.
yeah.
I agree with you I like the new guy, the new Falcon. I think the question that needs to be answered in some of these movies is where the fuck is everybody else? I'm
No
tired
shit.
of these. I'm tired of these movies
Not-
that's like, where the
not-
fuck is everybody else when Red Hawk is tearing through the freaking DC?
Yeah.
Right? And all we can send at him is helicopters or whatever. And
Dude,
I've been
where's
asking that.
everybody?
I've been asking that since Dark World, since Thor: Dark World. Right?
Somo, I've been asking that since Agents of Shield.
Apparently,
Right.
unless there's an alien, invasion,
Yeah.
then nobody else is going to show up
Well,
for
that's what
anything that
was
goes
happening
wrong
in Dark
ever.
World. A big
Yeah.
pillar comes down and starts destroying London. You don't think the Avengers are going to take notice of this?
Yeah,
Like,
I know. I
Thor's
said
got
that in
it.
several of the movies. Yeah, I'm like,
said
where
that-
is everybody?
I said that in my Fantastic Four review. I'm like, look, this whole in the world trope needs to end. I'm like, God.
You,
like,
tell,
this is
you tell me
something
the
that just happens
Thunderbolts
every
couldn't have
weekend?
been available here?
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, I mean, come on. I understand
Nope, that's
Thor's
next
off
movie.
planet or whatever.
Like, everyone
Tony's
loves-
dead.
Everyone
Captain
loves-
America has decided to retire with his girlfriend and all that stuff.
Everyone
Which would have
loves-
never happened, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Winter Soldier, and rightfully so.
Yeah, but we
right?
understand because it's Peggy Carter. So
But you
Yeah.
do know they wanted to kill. They wanted to kill him off and keep Tony alive, right? In the other one of the scripts. Yeah.
Look, guys.
it ended how it should have.
I think so. That look, they should have started brand new with everything else and had an over. The whole problem was they lost James Gunn to the competition. The guy that put up the. We found out later that he did the whole roadmap for all of that.
Yeah.
He outlined it for them, and they had no guiding rudder for the next
Another
few
problem
phases.
they had, and another problem they had was not using the Russo brothers. They
And they're
directed
bringing them
themselves.
back. Wow, imagine that.
Oh yeah, and then
It
they're
looks like
bringing-
I'm
Soldier.
roboting, so I'm going to leave and come back, guys. Please don't blow the channel up, all right? I'll be right back.
Uh oh. There we go.
To Vampa, he's gone, right? What are the two most popular MCU movies, right? He's probably Winter Soldier and Civil War.
I would
right, when
say Iron Man and Winter Soldier.
Well, and I was going to say too, Winter Soldier. Look,
I
love
wouldn't put Winter Soldier. I think Civil War would
Winter
be better
Soldier
than Winter
in that,
Soldier.
yeah.
But
I'd
Winter
put
Soldier
Civil
has
War
the same
higher.
problem. If Shield, which hired the Avengers, is going down, right? It turns out to be a secret Hydra op. Don't you think the rest of the Avengers would be taking interest in that?
So.
Like, you don't think
small Earth puny,
Right,
details.
you don't think at least Iron Man would have interest in that?
Well, and if you want to go with that,
Well, to be
one-
fair, you could say that because it kind of led into, Civil War.
Well, if you want to go with that thing where you're seeing where is everybody, where was everybody when the three Spider-Men were there, and where was Doctor
Still
Strange?
robot.
Where,
That's weird.
Where was everybody?
Mhm.
Where's the Avengers helping out the Spider-Man?
Where the hell is Shang-Chi? God, he's been gone
Yeah.
for 5 years.
Dude, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He went on some mystical path, and we never saw him again.
And
Right.
look, you could just say, okay, well, it's just superheroes, but this is the hole the MCU dug themselves into.
Yeah.
Right, where they want to make this big all-inclusive universe, right? And they want bigger and better villains, but now we don't explain why. At least not, someone else isn't getting involved, because at least Homecoming, right? Which I did not like Spider-Man Homecoming, right?
Mhm.
But at least Homecoming made sense, right? Because no one would know who the Vulture is, so it makes sense why it's just Spider-Man fighting the Vulture, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they should have done. Just go to small villains where it makes sense, where one or two heroes are only going to be interested in it. And it would have worked, too.
Well, all I know is this: they didn't. They should have picked a big bad, right? And I mean, the roadmap was there. What was it? 23 movies they put together that were just this over-encompassing arc that was just badass.
And it was good.
Yeah.
I do think a little bit of it was kind of thrown off path by the what's his face not being Khan anymore or Kang.
Yeah.
Because what they did with the first initial ones, Thanos was only like in the end credits for a lot of movies.
Right.
Like he was the looming thing, right?
There were individual
and they were
movies
kind of
that,
starting
yeah.
to do that with Khan, and then the whole thing or Kang, sorry, and then the whole thing fell apart with the whole allegations and stuff like that, and it kind of ruined their plan. It was a shitty plan, anyways, but still, it was a plan. It was like something that they were trying to get in there to, make him the bad, and then it fell apart on him, and then there was no real direction to go after that. So it's just been these one-hit wonders after another.
And that's why I'm a big fan of what they're doing with the Fantastic Four, or an alternate universe, because you can tell.
I have no hope for that movie.
See, I do. I think the reason they're going to do it in an alternate universe is because they wanted an excuse to reset. And if this Fantastic Four movie does well, set MCU universe just in the 60s, that could make a lot of money for them.
Dude, you do know they're going to reset after Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
They're going to do a total reset after.
That's what they're going to do.
And
but the point is, and I think we're all saying the same thing, they should have reset after Endgame.
Oh, they should have. I will
1,000%.
say this: they should have stopped for like maybe 2 years. After 2 or 3 years, maybe 4 years, let everybody just percolate on Endgame.
They should have. You know what they should have done? They should have taken everybody and made teenager versions of everybody. There you go.
Oh God, nah.
Teen Avengers. Let's do it. You get whole new actors, all young bucks. They'll sign them for 30 years, and there we go. We start the whole process over again.
Wow.
Let's Dragon Ball GT this up.
That's the whole thing about Doctor Who. They should have, if Capaldi, after they did Capaldi dirty, they should have just stopped Doctor Who, let it rest for maybe 5 years.
I've got a story on Doctor Who in here too.
Yeah, and you know what?
Listen, bottom line is this, guys. Do I recommend Captain America, Brave New World? I've been calling it Captain Exposition, Captain Exposition, Brave New Plot Armor is what I've been calling it. It's not bad, but it's not great either. And the fact that Marvel's considering this a decent way to go is just, you can tell that they were trying to fix something that was broke to begin with. So
I would say I don't regret seeing it in theaters personally.
Yeah. So I thought the best part about it to me was the fight over the Celestial. That was cool.
That they finally acknowledged.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That they finally acknowledged that.
I saw a post on Facebook. It was like, finally, people can't see why does this keep being ignored after like 5 films, and after 6 films, why is this being ignored after 7 films?
Oh my God,
kind of
Vince. Yeah.
Yep.
What Vince said at the bottom is true. I don't want to see that shit. Yeah.
What is it now?
Oh.
Don't DBZ the MCU. We'll just get movies with 30-minute power-ups. Then you'll go next time on Dragon Ball Z.
So the gaff with Dragon Ball Z, Joe, is that their characters would power themselves up with like their inner strength or whatever, and they would spend 30 minutes, like 3 episodes, like each Dragon Ball Z episode is like 20 minutes, right? And so they would spend like 3 to 6 episodes powering up and just standing in one spot going, and like building up their energy, and then while the others are fighting, and that's like a running joke with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well, anyway, I don't regret seeing it in the theater either, but do I think you need to see it in the theater?
No.
That's not a requirement. It'd be
nah.
just as good on a streaming service.
I wouldn't mind if this one break even.
Yeah. But I don't care how it does. I just know they could have been a better movie. There's a good movie in there, and they just couldn't unlock it, man. There was some decent stuff in there.
That's
really
because
was.
They screwed up.
Your guy Giancarlo, whatever his name is, the guy from Breaking Bad.
I thought he was going to have a bigger role in that.
I thought he was
honest.
too, and
he
was just
kind of disappointed.
He was an exposition piece. That's all.
He was just a distraction.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
He seemed much more important in the trailer.
Well, Joe, when you redo a movie 3 or 4 times,
yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They really screwed that up.
Well, honestly, like I said before, I think depending on what was there before, I think it's better than what originally was.
We were going to get. Yeah,
I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's keep going with the pop culture update. This bunch right here won't I mean, I really wish this would go away at this point, but I have to point it out to folks. It ends with us. Blake Lively claims 2 other actresses are prepared
Ugh.
to testify against Justin Baldoni. But you know what? I saw another article this afternoon that he says, well, I've got plenty of characters witnesses myself that'll say that I was nice to everybody. So this just needs to go away.
Are those
Why
other
don't they-
actresses also her dragons?
Right?
Dude, why don't they just settle this out of court and shut the fuck up?
That's what they need to do.
I don't mean to ruin your segment here, but did you get the 50 anniversary SNL as well, where they had Ryan and Blake their first appearance?
No. What
Really?
did they say?
How did you not have that?
I did not. Well, I'll tell you why. A lot of the people that were on SNL back in the day aren't doing the show.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm not even
okay. Well,
watching
this
it,
is Ryan and Blake were in the audience
Mhm.
for the 50th anniversary show, and of course Tina Fey and what's her face, Amy, whatever. They were up on the stage. No, it's not Fowler. Is it Fowler?
Yeah, that's not what I remember what her name.
I can't remember. Anyways, they were talking to the audience, and I guess Ryan was called on for something, and they were like, "Hey, how's everything going?" And Ryan was like, "Hey, good. Why? Did you hear something?" And like Blake turns his head at him, and Kevin Costner's in the background shaking his head, and it was yeah. So there was a lot of public backlash for that take on there. So kind of making fun of the situation when
that's the
they
problem.
shouldn't be.
What I have with Saturday, they sometimes they go back to funny, and then they just go back to TDS, and I'm just like, why can't you go back to funny?
You're talking about the Saturday Night Live thing?
Yeah.
The only funny thing they have on there is Scarlett Johansson's husband and that black dude doing the where they cross their questions, and so they're trying to get each other. One tells black jokes when he's a white guy, and the other guy tells whatever jokes, and so they swap their jokes, and that's probably the only funny skit that they have.
Yeah,
really? I tell you what I want to see from it, and I'm going to look it up eventually. I want to see the Adam Sandler song because he was always great.
I did see a little bit of that. Yeah.
It tries. It's like SNL every now and then wants to be funny. But then all of a sudden they remember they're woke and being funny might offend somebody, and then they just go.
That's
right
exactly what Jed just said. Yeah, I mean, they derail into that.
They did that whole idiotic thing with Tom Hanks.
That was stupid, dude.
I did hear about that as well. Solis asked about him rewriting the joke. Apparently, the writers had a different thing for him to say, but I guess in the practice or whatever, he came up with that, and he's like, I'm going to do that. And
it's kind of like when David Letterman went on the Tonight Show and he goes, "No, I'm not saying these jokes. I'm not saying these jokes."
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
well, that's why I'm not covering the SNL thing, man.
Yeah,
just what you guys said. I was a religious watcher of that show for the first 15 years, and it's just gotten way too political. And
I don't care about the show itself, but I was referring to the Blake Lively. Since you were the one bringing up Blake Lively.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wish that would go away. I wish it would go away.
Oh, yeah, I want to go back to
I'm sure
Saturday
Blake
Night Live.
Lively would, too.
Yeah, just go back.
But she opened her mouth too many times.
Just go watch the first era, right, with Eddie Murphy and Andy Kaufman.
No. That's
right?
No. That's not the first era.
It's not first era.
No,
okay,
they're not ready for primetime players. That's Belushi, Aykroyd, that bunch. Yeah, Eddie came in later. He came in the 80s.
Times on here about Saturday Night Live because we love Saturday Night Live.
Love Saturday Night Live.
Mad TV was always mine.
When you had
Mad TV was great too. That was that was good.
In Living Color.
ABC actually had one
in Living Color. Was good
That's
too.
where we got Jim Carrey from, and David Allen Greer. Jamie Foxx came from that show too.
You know what's good?
Wayne's brother.
The Canadian SCTV was great.
Yeah, SCTV. Yeah. That was John Candy and that bunch. One that a lot of people don't remember because it wasn't on very long, but ABC tried to do one called Fridays. That was pretty good. And it was the first time I'd ever seen Kramer from Seinfeld was on that show. Before he started doing Seinfeld, and he was fucking hilarious on that thing, man.
Some of them were good, then other jokes were they just bombed. Yeah. It was a half and half show.
Vince, never seen Saturday Night Live and don't care about it. I understand, buddy, but I tell you, some of us grew up with it. And it was
me and Joe grew up with that.
a lot of the
Yeah.
famous movie stars and actors that you've seen plenty of movies of that you love came from that show. And one of my favorite guy that's ever come out of that show is Steve Martin, and I've always been a fan of him. I used to buy his albums and everything. He's great. Okay, let's move on real quick to the next one here. We got Cinemark actually started giving out dividends again. Cinemark posts record fourth quarter revenue, swings to profit, and reinstates dividends. That is huge. This is the biggest sign that the entertainment industry is getting back to some sense of normalcy, because these guys have not been posting profits for a long time.
I saw a thing the other day that AMC is going to start doing some stuff too.
Yeah.
So.
I know my local Cinemark theater is they remodeled before COVID and went to the recliner type seats and stuff like that. It's it costs you more per ticket, but the experience is a lot more relaxing. You're not don't feel like you're jammed into a friggin' freight car. You know what I mean, to watch a movie with folks. And I dig it. That's where we go. We've got two big multiplexes in town, and one of them is a Cinemark with those kickback chairs in it, and the other one is just a big, regular theater, and that's where all the kids go, and all the adults go to the place I'm talking about. So it has a bar in it too. I mean, they've adapted pretty well. They really have. They've started to do a lot of services, like when we show up. We can have the food brought to us if we want. They've got a lot of services now.
I have one of these.
They've adapted pretty well. Go ahead.
I have several of these near where I live. They are the best. They are my favorite theater to go to. They're always nice. They're clean, and then like the big screen, the big screen they have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
right here, Soul Assassin says, "Don't think I have a Cinemark in my city. We have Alamo Draft House. I hear that's a great place, though. I hear that's a good one. That's another one with food and stuff like that. Yep, comfy chairs already present. But I just thought it was pretty cool that they were actually making money again. I love seeing the theaters doing well. Go ahead.
I saw Kong vs. Godzilla on the mega screen in that theater, and holy cow, that was amazing to watch. But like, this theater does it right. They play old movies regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I think they stopped doing it, but during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe just a little, or was it right before? I forget. But to get people in, you could rent out a theater and watch whatever movie they had that you could that selection movies that you could pick from, and you could rent it with some friends, and they play the movie for you.
That's the thing with a lot of these theaters now. Yep.
Yeah, sure they do that out here where I live too, in some places.
All right, guys, he's here. We got to roll out the red carpet for him.
There are some who call me Tim.
He says, "Hail, you know the drill." It's good to see you, Tim. Good to see you. If you're wondering why we do that, Sumo, it's because you don't know his name from that tag. We've got to let everybody know what his name is. Awesome One says, we have Hollywood, Cineplanet, and Malco theaters. Wow. There's so many theater chains.
You know what? And I will say this.
I've never heard of Cinemark before.
Yeah.
Really? You never heard of Cinemark? Wow.
Nope.
Okay.
No, we have Regal and we have Evo now. They've changed their name multiple times. Now it's Evo.
Regal's still a thing? I thought Regal went
down.
No,
Regal
we
is
have
the
a
other one in
few
town
here
for us. We got Regal and Cinemark.
Here.
Yep.
Regal's all
we had
over
one
Virginia.
Not that far, and that shut down.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what's next here, guys. We've got, if it'll load up, what the hell? Oh boy! Don't tell me my computer's losing its mind. So. Don't tell me my computer's losing its mind tonight. Don't do it to me. Oh, great. You know what? You guys. Here it is. Okay, thank God. I was about to friggin' jump off of here and reboot my computer. I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. It was running fine before we started. Set photos reveal Nicholas somebody pronounced that. Valentine, is that his name?
Let's see.
As He-Man in Masters of the Universe film. We've been hearing a lot about the casting and stuff on this thing, but they've got some Instagram pictures from this thing now. This is obviously from the what did it do? It closed my
What did it
friggin'
do? It is
I had
okay.
I had it on friggin' Instagram. Hang on a second, I'll get it.
You got it, Joe.
Yeah, I'll get it. Hang on just 1 second. I've got the whole list over here.
This is new for me because I haven't seen this one.
Oh yeah. I got it. Hang on.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, He-Man's been under construction for a little bit now. I just have to scroll through here and find
Please tell
it.
me Kevin Smith isn't involved though.
No,
he's not. No,
he's not involved in it at all. No.
So it stands a chance of being decent.
Yeah, it does. It stands a chance to be actually pretty decent. Let's see.
It's like
is
the Highlander
God,
film.
how far
that they're
back did
supposed to
I
be
put
making.
that in here? Where is it? Bear with me, guys. I am sorry, so sorry. My computer is acting stupid tonight, and I just don't understand why it's doing this. Oh, let's see. You know what? I'm going to just go ahead and search for it here real quick.
Dead air.
Yeah, dead air. It sucks. Well, you tell me. Are you guys He-Man fans or not? Do you like He-Man? I'm not a big He-Man fan myself.
No,
that's
past
before
my
my time. That was before my time.
And it's before your time. So we're
way
somewhere
before
in the
my
middle
time.
on this.
But
Go ahead.
I am interested in the Highlander remake that with Henry Cavill that's going to be coming out eventually.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
I think it's going to be bad because Henry Cavill tends to get cucked in his movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he's starting to take control of his of his side of the house when it comes to productions and stuff. Let's see. View image. Okay, that's not going to get it. Let me see. We'll come back to it. We'll look at the next one and I'll let you guys discuss it for a little bit.
Well, yeah, I love
then.
He-Man's awesome, bro.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
I had every single thing from He-Man.
Let's move on to this one real quick so you guys can comment on this while I'm looking it up because I'm not a fan of this either. Doctor Who star, I can't even pronounce this guy's name.
Ncuti
Gatwa, set to quit after fan backlash and ratings concerns. Actually, that is not true. That's a huge misnomer. I've been reading up on it on several articles, and he has opportunities in America and wants to move over here. Is what it is.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't have much to do with that. He's just got better opportunities over here. And the BBC responded saying that to the rumors that they're actually going to quit this show after 62 years.
Well,
they're saying no. They're saying
and
no.
then BBC lost their USA Aid movie money too. So
Well, this is the deal. They're talking about bringing back Tenet again because they've done so many episodes and they were tasked with doing twice as many. I think it's like 26 they're supposed to do, and they've only done 13 of them. So yes, this guy's leaving, but it's to come to the U.S. to get better opportunities.
Bringing Tin back is not going to help.
I wanted you to speak to that, man, because from what I understand, he's come back once and it didn't work out.
No, so this shot right here was when the DEI Doctor Part 2 came out. Okay.
Yeah.
And Tennant, he's lost his way. He's like Mark Hamill now.
Mm-hmm.
He literally is. David Tennant is like Mark Hamill.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like, I will say this: Doctor Who died with Capaldi. R.I.P. Doctor Who.
Oh boy.
So I do have a question because I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but it's always something I've been interested in. Doesn't it mess with the canon if he comes back as something that he already another form?
No, because they set it up in one of the I think the 50th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Baker came back as the curator, and he goes, "You can come back as any of yourselves if you want to, and like, you know, so
Yeah.
all right,
Well,
and God bless Tom Baker. He's old. We want him to stay here on the earth as long as he can.
right.
Love you, Tom.
Tom
Like,
Baker's probably the most popular
yeah,
all of them.
he was my
probably is.
okay. He's my favorite Doctor,
Yeah.
along with the third Doctor. It would be Tom Baker and then the second Doctor. Tom Baker was the third Doctor, fourth Doctor, and then
Yeah.
the third Doctor is my second favorite. So
Yeah.
because he was
Well,
like James
I mean,
Bond.
you're
James
speaking
Bond
Greek
is
to me,
Dr.
my
Who.
brother, because
Yeah.
I know Tom Baker's name, but
Yeah,
not being a Who fan, I wouldn't know any of the third, fourth, fifth, whatever. No. I mean, Tom Baker, I know. And we've all seen the iconic pictures of him with the long scarf. That's what I identify with
Yeah.
Doctor Who. None of these guys that I've seen here in the last 5-10 years are like that. So
no, we had this fucking bullshit woman bullshit Doctor, and then Jodie that they screwed over Capaldi. Capaldi was as close to Tom Baker as you'll ever get.
Mhm.
And they screwed him over.
Matt from Small Time Republic, who is a big fan of the channel, and we
Matt,
miss very much so, says, howdy, Jed. Jed wants Cynthia Erivo from Wicked to be the next
No. She's already going to play Jesus Christ in the play, okay? No.
Let's see.
Cynthia Erivo, right. Let's get her to play Aragorn in Lord of the Rings.
Real quick, guys. Let me get this off the screen so you guys don't see my account and everything. Let's see what my man Christian has to say here. He says he tipped the bartender. Let's see what he said.
Thank you, Christian, for the tip over the channel.
If it will ever
Appreciate
load.
it, brother.
But yeah, I don't think
Christian.
I just wanted to get rid of the myth that this guy is leaving because of the ratings. That's not it. Actors would not do that.
Disney is the one that pays for Doctor Who right now.
Yeah.
So if Disney doesn't pay,
right.
Exactly.
That's the deal.
The BBC can't make it on their own because they were getting USAA
wow,
money.
my computer is messing up, guys. It is messing up bad. Let me close some of this shit out. Maybe I can get this. No, it's fine. You can't look up my tip stuff from Stream Elements. It's just taking forever to load. Christian, I will read it on air as soon as I get it, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. It will not load right now.
I know, right, Soul?
But
Joe is an awful person.
Yeah, I suck. I truly suck at this. Somebody they need to change.
He truly sucks.
We need somebody else to do this shit. We really do. Not me.
Here's my question. Why are they so desperate to ruin Doctor Who when it's not making money? It's a very niche thing, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
Sumo, let's say this about Star Wars. Let's say this about Star Trek. Let's say this about all the other stuff that we love too.
It's look. Yeah. If you really want to know what it is, we can tell you, but I don't want to get into politics on this show. Yeah. And it has everything to do with it. So, I don't want to do that.
I have a non-political opinion on it.
Okay. Go.
Purely this. It's because we keep complaining about it. I think the more they see it, right? And listen, and I'm going to say this because the mindset of a lot of the people who do this is, oh, it's not my money. I'm getting paid. It's not my money. It's not my concern, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just write the crappiest plot they got because they are driven by ideologue, right? But at the end of the day, right, they don't care if the studio loses money because they assume their job's going to be there every day they wake up, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think
because another thing is, about it, I'm just going to say this. This is all another Marvel, Disney, BBC, all these other companies that are doing this. It's just all a big money laundering scheme too.
Okay.
It's already proven.
This is exactly what I don't want going on. We're not going to get any further into this. I will just put a period on this, saying this: it has everything to do with ESG, and that's going away. Yeah. It looks like right now the curve looks like it's going away from that. So let's hope that's the case. I finally got this thing to load. Final Revival. God bless you, Christian. I love you. He sends me $25. He says, we will miss you during the off season. What he's talking about is he does his Vinyl Revival shows on Sundays, and that is when me and Danny are doing a show now. So I will be, I might be able to duck in there late in the show, but I've got to prep the show, so I won't be able to be on there at the beginning of it. If he runs long after 8:30 Eastern, I'll definitely duck my head in immediately after the show. But thank you so much, buddy. I look. if whenever Danny and it happens, sometimes Danny gets busy and he can't do a show. Then I will definitely be on whatever you're doing. You know that, man. I love you.
And
to
Christian,
death.
thank you very
So,
much, brother. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man. Appreciate you a lot. 20. He said $20. $20.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Christian.
I agree with Martin right here.
Yeah,
He's
true.
right. It's
Yep.
far from over.
Yeah,
We don't
that's
need
for
to
sure.
relax.
They're going to keep trying to do it. They're going to
Yeah.
keep trying to do it. But
Do not just continue to fight. Do not let
that's
up.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
so what we got here, I finally got this. I knew getting you guys to talk about something that I didn't even care about would give me time to find this. Okay, these are the pictures, and it's from Instagram. All right.
Okay.
These are the live action pictures. This is the actor's name, Nicholas Galatazine, I guess.
Yeah.
Filming He-Man, Masters of the Universe in London.
The one problem I have about this, Joe,
Yeah.
is this should be
Just
on
one?
Eternia. It should not be on Earth.
Well, it may not. This may just be part of it, dude.
No,
I mean,
I've been reading up on some other things. They want to do most of the movie on Earth.
oh well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
not-
the sword though. The
The
sword,
sword looks
good,
just
dude.
like the sword, though. Look at that. That looks like the sword.
It's
Yeah.
comic book accurate.
It's
That
comic
is
book
comic
accurate, bro.
That is cartoon accurate because it was a
Cartoon
cartoon.
accurate. This is from
Oh,
the
no,
cartoon.
no
Yeah.
comic book. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It was a cartoon, then a comic.
Yeah.
So.
Cartoon first.
Yeah, cartoon
I do
first, then
remember
a
that.
comic,
What do you think
then
it-
action figures.
What do you think Adam does with the sword on his free time when he's not He-Man?
Right? Looks
Puts
like
it in
they're
the corner.
arresting him for something. I'm sure
He puts it in. They even showed it in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, sure, corner.
But anyway, there you
No,
go.
they actually
You got
showed it
your
in the
first pictures.
cartoon.
You got your first pictures from He-Man. That there it is.
I
So,
do like that he has the purple shirt though in
Mhm.
the thing.
Yeah. You mean the pink shirt?
Yeah,
Pink-
looks
yeah,
looks kind
sorry,
of pinkish
pink
to me.
That's pretty pink.
Sorry, I had a brain fart right there.
You just don't want it to be pink.
Yeah.
But he does wear a pink shirt.
He does wear a pink shirt, and
white
stuff.
undershirt, purple pants.
But
And then
so
there's a sword.
far, he looks like Adam. Too.
He
Yeah,
does.
he does look
Yep.
like Adam.
Yeah, he does.
That's the new
does.
Pink Ranger right there. That's,
We gotta have a Orpho this
Oh
time
my
running
God.
around
Yeah.
yelling something about the key.
Yeah. We also got some pictures of from Christopher Nolan. First, we only got one picture this time though, and it's of Matt Damon as Odysseus. From
Joe, whoa,
Yeah,
Joe,
Odyssey.
don't put it up because they're taking out streams to put these pictures up.
see Matt Damon as
Oh, did you hear me?
Odysseus. What? I'm sorry, I was talking. What is it,
They're
Jeff?
taking down streams that show these pictures.
I don't care.
Okay,
They're not going to take
letting
this
you know.
down. They're not going to take it down. So it's public domain. In first epic first photo from Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey movie. Now this one's got who is in this? Anne Hathaway, Zendaya. She's in everything.
Zendaya.
And we're going to get
wait,
into
wait.
that
They
here in a
got
minute.
let me guess. She's a boss lady. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
great.
she's
All right,
boss lady.
cool.
Yeah,
All right,
Tom
yeah.
Holland,
Another
and
one.
Zendaya.
Robert Pattinson,
Ooh, okay.
Lupita Nyong. I don't know how to pronounce that. Charlize Theron. And it comes out
Damn.
July next year. So
Wasn't
that is him.
It's quite a cast.
Yeah, and he's looking pretty tough as Odysseus.
Is this going to be a 6-hour-long movie, though? That's the question.
Well, I don't think so.
No,
Nolan,
it's not
he'll
gonna
do it
happen.
3. He'll do 3 hours. That's for sure. You know,
I sure hope-
he'll do that.
I
do
sure hope
like
to
what
God.
Saul said.
I hope that at least Charlize Theron's gonna play Athena, not Zendaya.
hmm
Zendaya
Dude,
looks
it's
nothing like a Greek goddess.
You know,
gonna
I've
have
never
Tom
read the
Holland.
Odyssey, but
Did you see her in that all metal costume? She can
Oh,
play
that's right.
goddess.
Elliot Page is in this. I mean, I'm sorry. Jordan Peterson is in this. I mean, Elliot Page. I'm sorry.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Or he? Excuse me. I'm
He.
sorry, Elliot.
I wish.
didn't
I
mean
wish
to
he would. I wish he would stop crying and act like a
misgender
man.
you. Let's see. It is odd the film's
Yeah, man
official account put the picture out and then copyrighted it. Yeah. Let's see. I'll be honest. That '90s Odyssey film with Armand Asante is still top tier. Yeah. Let's see. Fuck that movie. If you want a good adaptation, Odyssey stick with Armand Asante. Yeah. It's that's a good version of it, no doubt. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna drop that one. we're getting kind of long in the tooth for this show, man. Got a lot of stuff here, but I do want to show some things for sure here. Okay, you guys don't care about the Oscars, so I'm not going to put that in
Yeah,
there.
screw the
I think
Oscars.
it's kind of stupid that we've got a musical going to be, a bunch of awards up. It's up for, and no music this year. Conan O'Brien is going to be hosting it too. Okay, so let's get to this right here. Marvel exploring the returns of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist in the MCU.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm very
Great.
okay with
I get
that.
to see more of Jessica Jones getting plowed by Luke Cage. That's great. I can't wait. I can't wait to see broken beds all the time. That's legitimately why I stopped watching the show.
I love Netflix. It's as long as they do it right,
Well, we'll see, man.
Yeah.
Look, we've got to say, I reserve judgment on this until I see Born Again.
Yep.
You got to show me Born Again. You got to prove to me that you can pull off some street level, R-rated tough stuff. You got to show me you can do that, Disney, without screwing it up. I don't know if they can. You got to prove it. I'm like
I don't know
Missouri
if they can do
right
it
now.
either.
You got to show me.
Because they keep showing all these stupid previews and not showing us the real thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping, but hey, I really think that if you want to see some of the greatest Marvel television ever, go watch the Netflix show.
Especially the first season of Luke Cage. That the first season of Jessica Jones. Those three.
I will say the villain that makes you do whatever he wants you to do, the puppeteer guy or whatever.
Yeah.
That was really freaky.
Mr. Purple. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
cool.
That's
But wasn't that David Tennant? I think he played him.
Yeah, it was David Tennant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor. He is. He might be an idiot between the ears
now.
But he's a good actor. He really is.
Yeah, he's a good actor, but he's turned into Mark Hamill now.
I put this one in here because Jed was pretty passionate about it. I'm not big on the theme parks, but some people are. But Walt Disney World receives permit to bulldoze Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island, while will move forward with controversial Cars expansion despite fan outcry. Now, Rivers of America and the Tom Sawyer Island, are these popular spots?
Yes, they are. Okay, so there's not a lot of. Most of Disney is concrete and everything. This is. They've gotten rid of most of the water parks there, water places over there, because I've been over there a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay. There's and then they're gonna take most of the water out. Do you ever hear that song? You have a paradise and you pave it over. What was that song back in the day in the 90s?
It's like John Mayer or something like that.
Yeah, it's you have paradise and you pave over to make a parking lot.
Paradise and put up a parking
lot. That's
what they're literally doing. They're getting rid of the and.
The Cars is pretty popular, man. You can't say Cars isn't popular, okay?
Yeah, look at
kids love Cars, dude. They do.
That was my I'm gonna be dating myself here, but I love I had all the toys, all the shirts. Cars was everything for me as a kid.
But this is getting rid of history right here.
Yeah,
something that Walt put in himself. Bug Iger will not stop till he.
That's probably the biggest crime. Once you say that, that's a crime.
Bug Iger will not stop until he gets rid of everything that Disney has put in there.
Okay. Well, that if you're a park fiend, that's coming. So if you want to let them know about your displeasure over it, definitely do that.
Honestly, the funniest thing that I've seen that Disney has erased is all the pictures with Walt Disney not holding a cigarette anymore.
Yeah.
Modern Disney does hate Walt.
Why though? The dude was it because
he was a man.
Because he was a man.
He was a white man.
The dude wasn't even anti-Semitic.
Disney was a Giga Chad. If we was in modern day, Disney would be a Giga Chad.
You ever see the show Mad Men?
Yeah.
Right? There you go.
He was a Chad. He was a Giga Chad. He was an awesome dude. Okay.
All right,
didn't say-
Jed got us
for
this
all the
story too.
idiots
This is
out
more
there-
Disney screwing up.
Yeah.
They're doing it through comic books this time.
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy has been resurrected in Marvel Comics and will become Gwenpool. Now, Gwenpool already exists, boys and girls. She has been the Harley Quinn of the Marvel Universe for a long
Joe,
time.
put down your messages.
Huh?
Put down your messages.
Click on my messages.
Put them down.
Put them down. Okay,
This
I'm
is
sorry.
fine.
I didn't know they were up. Anyway, they're trying to, as you can see by this picture, they're trying to go darker with her, and that's not what she is. She's not some killer. You know what I
Nope.
mean? She's a party girl. Like she likes comic books. That's how she became Gwenpool, from reading comic books, and she got zapped into an alternate universe where where she has superpowers and stuff. Yeah, and this just looks like it's more of this what do they call that trend where it's the end of days shit, nihilistic attitude. I can't stand it, man. It's just dumb.
And
It's like
what
nobody
Soul
wants to have
said,
fun
yeah,
anymore.
Walt was against communism and,
Yeah.
and
It's
stuff.
just
So.
dumb, man.
And in everything Disney does is just, hey, the fans go, hey, we love this. Oh, no, you're not getting any more of that.
Are you trying to say they're the Vince McMahon of corporations? Is that
Yeah,
what you're trying to say?
they very are. Yeah,
Okay,
so.
there you go.
Vince had a good thing with the Attitude Era, but then he screwed it up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we all know Triple H is behind all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, let's get to some video game talk real quick because I definitely
know about
want.
this one.
Okay, hang on.
Let me, if you don't know anything. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Read it for me, Jed. You won't let me get a word in edgewise, brother. Shut up when I'm talking. God. Who's the host of this anyway, Jed?
He's trying to read it. He's like, hey, I'll read it.
Jesus Christ.
So,
NetEase lays off Seattle team working on hit video game Marvel Rivals. Now, this is really popular. I've got a friend of mine at work. He's in his 20s. He plays this constantly.
It's a fad. It's a fad.
Yeah.
You think?
It's an absolute fad.
Here's the thing.
It looks like Overwatch with Marvel skins.
It
is.
It basically is. Okay, so they're not laying off the main team. They're laying off the people that hardly did anything on the game.
Okay.
A lot of people are freaking out, and that's not the case. It's not the main devs and the main team. And there was a lot of misinformation that was going on out there.
And there's plenty of money being made on this.
Yeah.
They're making hand over fist on skins.
Tons of money.
Yeah.
This is Fortnite level money of skins.
Yeah, especially
That
with
is.
that Malice skin that came out lately.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, so true. But
My friend who plays it, he's an Invisible Girl main. They just came out with a wedding skin for Reed Richards and Sue
Wow.
Storm.
Yeah,
from the
there,
comic book.
look,
Yeah.
I
He
saw
bought it
one.
day one.
I've almost thought about playing this just because of some of the skins I'm seeing. I saw one for what's her name, Magic, the blonde X-Man mutant. Oh my god, man, it looks so fucking great.
dude,
They've
Joe,
really
if you
done
want
well
to play this some Tuesday night, or we do a Saturday night or something,
no.
Sunday.
I'm not going to get into this,
No,
man.
this
I
is
could
not
see me dumping
This is
a
not
lot
a
of money
solo
in this.
player game. So
Yeah.
This is a team game. So.
That's
I know
why
it
it
is.
would not be in his realm.
No,
I love, dude. This game
I would
is,
fuck this up, and people would want to kick me out, dude.
Dude,
No,
this game is though a lot of fun, but like I could see it being irrelevant in about a year.
Think of DCUO rating on crack. Like it's and completely fast paced. Like this.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen people play it. It's no, I'm not playing this thing.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it. No, but I did want to get your thoughts on what's the tell me what the game is that just came out that you've been playing. So I wanted you to do a little review on it, man.
Talk about the one I've been playing.
Yes.
Oh, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's
That's
freaking
it.
amazing. 2 million copies sold in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
but isn't this with the whole? Isn't there a big controversy over this though?
It's so stupid. So there is, I've heard about that. There is an optional path.
Yes.
Where you can be completely optional. I played through the whole game. I finished it the other day, and I'm still playing it. By the way, I'm playing it right now as we speak. there's an optional path where you can take a homosexual relationship.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. That's all it is. That's literally all it is.
Then what's the thing with the Muslim guy though? Because I know that was a big controversy.
I don't know anything about that. I don't pay attention to controversies on fucking.
So just like Goonergate, having the optional thing that Melody Matt got mad over because it was a $20 optional skin. They're doing the same thing with Kingdom, because I've been watching this on Twitch. It actually looks like a cool game. That's me saying something. Yeah.
Anyway, Kingdom Come Deliverance is a freaking amazing game. It's made by Warhorse, and this game is awesome. You can actually see that one of the guys that I've followed him on TikTok. He voices one of the characters on there. He started doing his own little Twitch streams. And he calls all his followers his peasants because he's a lord in the game. And he's like a young lord, so he calls everyone in his chat, peasants and stuff like that. He's just a funny guy. But he shows a lot of the background of the game too. Like, because they do a lot of this, voiceover in the background where they're wearing the I don't know what you call them, the suits that with the bulbs all over them and stuff like that, and the camera right in front of their face.
Yeah, motion capture.
Yeah, motion capture. Yeah. So he's been showing a lot of that. It's really cool. And so, I mean, there's one little thing, and it's optional. You don't have to do it. I didn't do it in my playthrough, but I tell you what, when I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you can fuck everything in that game.
Yeah, dude, look, I was going to say, it's controversy.
And I did in that game every chance I could.
Either. I mean, you can have same-sex... you can fuck a bear in that game.
I mean, it's insane. Right? Like, no, there's no any true players of this game. No, there's no controversy. This is a super fun game.
I just wanted to get your thoughts on it, because isn't that the one? It's a role-playing game where you actually have to learn these skills to use.
It's not as punishing as the first one. It's actually a lot easier because your guy doesn't start out like a total idiot. Like in the first game, you're a blacksmith and you know nothing, and it really feels like you know nothing in battle. Like you try to do a sword fight, you get destroyed. But as you progress through the game and your skills get better, everything just becomes so easy. But you had to earn your way to you get beat up a lot. So this play, like this game, I did my first playthrough. I did a lot of fighting. I built up more of a strength character, and just mauled my way through a lot of this game. And so I'm on my second playthrough now, where I'm going to try to make some little bit different choices. Nothing too crazy. It's not like Mass Effect where it's completely like bad and good, so to speak. But there are different choices you could do. But this time I'm doing like alchemy. And I've almost maxed out my alchemy in like the first several hours of the game because it's super easy to learn. But you got to go and do an alchemy thing, and you're pouring the either the mead, the wine, the water, the oil as the base, and then you have the ingredients that you got to put in. You got to boil it. You got to put it in a phial, and that you make your own potions. Yeah, you make your own health and potions. You can. You have to do a lot
of crafting in this. Where some games you can do the crafting, but it's not necessary, right? In this game, if you don't do it, you're really going to be screwed,
if you don't do something, you got to specialize in something. Otherwise, I mean, you can find a lot of the things in this game, but if you're not good at something, then you're kind of doing your character a disservice by just.
Hey, John,
but in this one, you can excel in everything.
Hey, John,
get better, brother, so we can have you back in here, buddy. It's good to see you.
It's crazy
what? I was going to say, hell must have froze over because me and Knock agree on something again.
Well, this game is awesome. And like at this point...
Some things are just that good, Jed.
It's an awesome game. I agree with
it's one of those games where it was a small company. They came out... It started at... The first one started out as a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Like, and then it took them... And the guy that I've been following, the actor, the voice actor, he's saying, like, the first game, it took, a year for them to reach 2 million copies, and this one it took them 2 weeks.
Man, wow.
So yeah, this medieval form is just perfect right now.
John, I'm going to say my prayers for you, brother. He's got COVID.
Get better, brother, please.
You get better. Okay, the last one. I just wanted you to. I know it's so much fun.
I'm already put like.
And I knew there was a controversy about it, and I had to say something about it because Baldur's Gate, you can fuck everything in that.
Yeah, it's doing in Odyssey. You can do the same thing.
At this point, I think people are just looking for things to.
I destroyed Odyssey. I went through and got done everything in there almost.
Well, I'm just saying, I fucked everything in Odyssey. Like, man or woman, if it gave me the option to screw that person, I was like, yeah, sure, let's go do it. Yeah, okay, cool, whatever.
All right, last tonight in the pop culture update, we actually have a magazine story. Playboy returns to its roots after woke rebrand featuring a Lizzo centerfold,
Ugh.
transgender
Ugh.
playmate, and no
Ugh.
nudity.
Yeah.
Playboy magazine was relaunched this month after a 5-year hiatus. The new issue features bold articles and a fully nude centerfold. It comes
Woo-wee.
after a failed woke reband featuring trans models and no nudity. When I saw a guy on the cover of it, I
Yeah.
dumped my app. I was like,
I
"What is this?"
showed Joe it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this, Joe?"
But this looks more like a Playboy cover here.
Yeah,
that
that's
looks more like a
the
Playboy
first
cover.
decent cover we've had in 5
My
years.
only complaint about this is how obvious where the bunny is. It used to be the thing in the old days was you had to find the bunny
Yeah.
somewhere on the cover. And she just got, but hey, it's the relaunch. We actually have a chick on there, and she looks kind of buxom. So hey,
Yeah.
we'll have to see
And
how it goes.
she has a nice ass, and
But I am extremely happy that this is back. We were watching some stuff late night, me and Martin, and we were watching Sam Kinison stand up. And if you've never seen the stand up of Sam Kinison did on HBO back in the day, it was called Breaking All the Rules. The one where his mother comes out and talks about how he was a reverend before he became a comedian and all that good stuff. There's one point in the show where he's talking about girls and he starts snickering to himself, and then he notices in the crowd that Hugh Hefner's in the crowd. Yeah. And he said, everybody give it up for Hugh Hefner, out here in the crowd, right? And he blew a kiss to everybody and everything. And he says, thank God for him. Thank God for him. This would have been a whole different planet without you, pal.
Yeah.
And
I can't remember what like Hulu or Netflix or what they did a documentary on like a one of those docu videos or series on Hefner, or it did like it was half him interviews and half like I don't know, playbacks or whatever. Right. It was a really good series.
Yeah, look, Hugh was something else, man. He
was.
Definitely. He marched to the beat of his own drum. He really did, and he changed the world. The sexual revolution. He was the megaphone for it. He was, and look, a lot of people don't know that the first Americans saw of James Bond was small excerpts of the novels printed in Playboy magazine.
Yeah, like John said, it had some great science fiction and fantasy stories. Yeah, absolutely. I have some of those old Playboys that have the science fiction and fantasy in it.
Yeah, they've got they have all kinds of stuff. They had fictional stories. They had great articles, and no, that's where the joke comes from. Yeah, I read Playboy for the articles, right? But yeah, look, if you got interviewed by Playboy in the 70s,
you were in.
You were a rock star. You had hit the big time when you got asked the 20 questions.
And you got added. You got to go to the Playboy Mansion.
Mm-hmm. Like that's it. Yeah, come on, the grotto, the whole thing.
Yeah, the grotto. Man. That's the famous grotto.
Jed is shaken, not stirred when reading Playboy. All right. Well, listen, guys. That is a breath of fresh air to me. Right there. That. Look, I told you guys over the last couple of years, and everybody's been saying it, but I've been saying this for a while. The pendulum swings back and forth, guys. It goes in trends, and it just slammed back the other way all of a sudden. But keep your eye on the ball, because there are people that want to get it going right back the other direction.
Everybody, please be vigilant.
Be vigilant.
Do not let up.
And look, I know everybody's happy Trump's in office and all that stuff, but you better keep an eye on that dude too. Okay, make sure he's doing what you want. He's done some stuff that look, renaming the Gulf of America. What the fuck do we need to do that for? We've got bigger fucking fish to fry. Stop with that stupid bullshit.
I consider that just whipping, just laying out your 12-incher on the table. That's what it is.
Exactly. He's just showing the size of his.
By the way, shout outs to the American team for beating the Canadians. I'm happy.
Yeah,
did they beat the Canadians?
Well, that was like a couple days ago, and then they just won the gold.
Come on,
they booed the national anthem, and then they started, and then Team USA went in there and whooped their Canadian ass. So much syrup came out of their butts.
Yeah, Vince, you're absolutely right. This is a great segue to our next segment. You know what
Yep.
time it is, boys and girls. We got to check in on the girlfriend of the show, and don't be surprised if they throw a bunch of money at her to do a spread in Playboy.
Yup.
Believe that.
You
But
know
let's
that
check in
will
on
be
her, shall we?
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue?
Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it.
Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that,
Mr. President, Ms.
Sweeney?
See you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
Yes, we got to check in on the girlfriend of the show, Sydney Sweeney. You know what's up. You know what's up, guys. Yeah, there it is right there. Low Spec letting us know what it's all about. First of all, we've got this week an article about her over at the Berlin Film Festival. She got some pictures there done by celeb. What does that say? Celeb Style Talk? Yeah, that's it. This was one of the pictures that was put up over there on Instagram. So we've got that. She doesn't have anything on Instagram this week herself, but that one, I noticed that article, and we've got that. Plus, Sydney Sweeney and Coleman Domingo's Scandalous begins filming in Los Angeles in June. Now, Scandalous, not sure what it's about, but she's going to be in it. The movie will mark the feature directorial debut of Coleman Domingo. Now, if you don't know who he is, he was, how do I describe this? He's the con man on Fear the Walking Dead. He's the guy that had the yacht at the beginning of it, you know. And I guess his boyfriend was from Mexico or something. They went down to where he was from. He was a big part of the beginnings of The Walking Dead. Matter of fact, really, the whole show. Didn't he have the one building that everybody could survive the nuclear zone? That's when I quit watching that fucking show. Holy shit. I couldn't believe these people weren't running out of the nuclear zone. No, they're trying to live there.
Yeah,
like,
I know. I was like,
fucking
what
dumb.
the hell,
This
man?
is stupid.
What are you doing?
Yes, what are you doing? Check your brain. What is wrong with you? But anyway, Coleman Domingo, the actor, I really dig, and he's gotten into directing. He's actually up for an Academy Award this year for something he did as an actor, so I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to him either. But anyway, our girl is going to be in his directorial debut, and it's called Scandalous, so you know that's probably going to mean she's going to get scandalous in it. You know what I'm saying? Also, we've got from...
It'd be scandalous if she didn't.
Right? It would be scandalous if she didn't. I wanted to remind everybody of her project she's got that you need to be looking out for. First of all, Housemaid. It comes out on Christmas this year. It's a psychological thriller from what I understand.
Oh, God. Paul Feig made it? The guy that destroyed Ghostbusters?
Who? Go ahead. What are you saying?
Paul Feig, that asshole was the one that made Ghostbusters 2016.
Okay, well, maybe he sucks at that. Maybe he's good at this. You don't know. We'll find out. But we all know who Ron Howard is, and he's doing one called Eden. We've talked about that one quite a bit. That'll be coming out pretty quick.
I want to see that. Yeah.
Yep. Echo Valley is coming out too. Echo Valley is an upcoming thriller drama film directed by Michael Pierce. And it's going to be an Apple TV film. So check that one out. Of course, we've been talking about the boxing movie she made with Christy Martin, right? And Euphoria Season 3 is on the way for those of you that really like to see some Sydney Sweeney.
You'll see a lot of Sydney
You'll
Sweeney.
see a lot of her there.
I still haven't watched that show yet.
We just talked about. Yeah, I haven't watched. I watched one episode of Euphoria, and Zendaya's in it too.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing her in it, but I've only watched the first episode, and I'm going to have to go revisit it. But Scandalous is coming, and this is the one I'm looking forward to. Barbarella. She needs to get more parts like this, guys. And speaking of parts like that, we have a good friend. I say good friend. If he ever showed up on the channel, he'd be a great friend. This guy does a lot of cool stuff. Bugle Daily on
Yeah.
X, and this is what he calls the Sweeney verse. He keeps putting her in different parts.
Dude,
okay?
yeah, I love that one. That looks awesome.
Red Sonja's cool. You got Rogue. Let's see her as Rogue, right?
Yeah.
Although I think they need to fix the hair. They need to make
I do.
the hair a little bit more comic
They
accurate.
need to do.
We've already
April
seen the
O'Neil.
April O'Neil,
Yeah.
but he did a few more this week. He did
Zelda.
Zelda Princess, right? Got that one.
Did you get the one I sent you?
I don't know. I'm putting. I think I did. That's probably why I went through these.
Oh yeah,
Rabbit. We got
not bad Jessica Rabbit.
That's pretty damn good. That's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good though.
Yep. And then we've got. Let's see. This is his channel, so go check it out. I'll put it in the.
Haley, he's awesome.
The chat with
yeah.
But I think that's all of them. Is there another one? Yeah, the Firestar. Yeah, this is.
Dude, if you put, I'm just throwing it out there. If you did Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and you did it decently,
right?
Do you know how many? That would be $1 billion movie.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
you kidding me? It would be freaking
with
nuts.
her as Firestar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy. But anyway, let's see. I'm so tired of seeing Zendaya and everything. Well, we're fixing to talk about her more here in a second. Zendaya should make sure not to stand too close to Sydney. It's not a good comparison for her. No.
Yeah, she looked like a boy.
Right. Let's see. Martin,
I agree with John.
She has the right parts to play Barbarella. Let me tell you. Yeah, she does. Absolutely. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed.
Calm down there, John. We need to get your energy back.
I agree with John on this, by the way.
Well, a lot of people are saying that. Small Republic says they should make a Who Framed Roger Rabbit sequel, yet reverse the live action and animated characters. Yeah, no doubt.
Who would you get as the detective? Elmer Fudd?
Right.
Dude, that'd be good. Hello, lady.
For the win. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that one for sure. Sydney Sweeney for Vampirella. I don't know how she'd look with black.
Well, I don't know. She would have to bulk up a little bit, like
bulk up.
Muscle.
Oh,
Define
muscle. Yeah. She is kind of curvy.
Vampirella is curvy, and she's not fat, but she has.
All right, let's get into the main juice tonight, man. I wanted to talk a little Star Wars tonight, so let's get into it. Daisy Ridley talks the physical toll of the cleaner and quality over quickness for her next Star Wars movie. Now, what she's talking about there, it's called New Jedi Order, and we heard about this, 2 years ago at the last celebration? We heard about it then.
The 100 celebration or something like that?
Yeah. And they're, they've changed writers now. And, well, it's not because of what you think. See, that's the thing. A lot of these, when you hear that, you automatically think, oh, well, they're screwing it up. No, the other writer was committed to another project, and the writer's strike went on too long, and he had to, when it was over with, his window closed for writing this. He had to go to his prior commitment and work on it because he was under contract with them. So, and they knew this going in. So they changed writers. That when you read into this article from the Hollywood Reporter, that's what you find out. And she speaks to the fact that now they've gotten away what they had to begin with Disney, guys. And I do like this direction from them. They were trying to mandate making a movie every year in Star Wars. That's why we got the Star Wars story stuff, right?
Yeah.
And
Solo kind of killed that, unfortunately.
Right, it did. But this is the thing. She talks about it in there. She says, I like the fact that they're taking their time writing this, and she really likes the writer and everything. We'll see what happens with it. Martin had to go. Let's see.
Yeah.
He says, gotta go. My planet needs me. Take care, Martin. It's good to see you, bro. But anyway, I do like that. And guys, I know we've got issues with the Disney trilogy. The Force Awakens was good, but it was a retelling of the first one. The Last Jedi, it's really polarizing. Some people like it, some people don't. There's things in it I like, there's things in it I don't like. But that last one, I just I have no explanation for what the fuck they were doing on that one. It was just god awful horrible. And I think it's just because they had screwed up the Last Jedi so bad. That last one was really bad. So that's the thing. They're trying to go for quality, and they're taking their time doing it. Now Luke is gay, can't keep his pants up.
Yeah,
that was funny. That was funny. I think I got.
I
that
have
in
it
here.
if you need it.
Yeah, fine. You go ahead and hang on to it, and we'll show it here in a little bit. Let's see. Quality isn't a word I would use with Disney Star Wars. Not right now, but dude. I will always be glass half full. I'm hoping they can turn it around. But yeah, and there's been rumor that they're going to make this a trilogy too. So I don't know. We'll see. You know, it all hangs in the balance on that one. Now we know we're going to get the Mandalorian movie first.
Yeah, that's a given.
That's I think. Is it this year? I think it's this summer.
I thought they said 2026.
Is it 26?
I thought that. I'm not sure on that one though.
But
I thought it was. I heard
it's the first one. Remember, there were 3 movies.
Yeah.
That they were going to make. Right? You've got New Jedi Order, which is this one. You've got the Mandalorian movie, and then wasn't the first Jedi? They were going to do like a history piece.
It
was an old timey thing from way back, like the very first
the origins
Jedi.
of the Jedi, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. But I haven't heard much about that one at all, but we keep hearing things about this one, and we know Mandalorian's pretty much in the can. They're just doing post-production on it right now. So, we'll see what happens. Dawn of the Jedi. Yeah, that's it. That was it. Exactly. Soul Assassin. That was the name of it. Exactly. Thank you very much, buddy. But I wanted to talk about this rumor that came out this week. They're talking about doing a Mara Jade TV series. Rumored to be in works, and Zendaya.
No, fuck off. No, she doesn't have the body. She doesn't have the looks. She doesn't have the charisma to play Mara Jade. She can go fuck right off.
I mean, she is a boss lady. So I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't necessarily.
No. I got you, Joe.
I don't know. I kind of see
Joe,
it.
look in a private chat.
I kind of see it.
Okay.
Joe, put that picture I just put in private chat up, please.
No. I'm fixing to show it here in a minute. You just hold your horses.
You did Mara Jade.
I'm fixing to show it in a minute.
Okay. I swear to God, if it's Sydney Sweeney is her, then I'm
She's
over
the
it.
female Pedro Pascal. She's in everything.
Look, this is the first I saw of it. It was an announcement on Facebook, of all things. And that's when I started digging into it. That's when I started digging into it.
Oh, Facebook! You can't see anything from Facebook.
Right, but I mean, several outlets are reporting the same damn rumor. And I thought, let's see, where is that damn thing? I did lose it, didn't I? Okay, so I will go ahead and hit this up right here. Hang on a second. Let me drop this out. When I lost a bunch of these links, that's when it happened. Let's see. Okay. Where are you? Hang on, guys. I got this. Yeah. I mean, you could have skinny Zendaya, or you could have something like this. That, very good.
That's not one. I don't want that. I don't think Sydney can pull it off.
Wait, you would rather have a skinny beanpole bitch that doesn't look like
I think there's a happy medium in there. I think is what he's trying to say.
I'm not saying I want Zendaya, because I'm over Zendaya, but I feel like her attitude with Mara Jade does kind of match, closer than Sydney Sweeney does, as far as personality goes. I think she Mara Jade is. I was going to say
real quick. Tell everybody who Mara Jade is. What is her
Mara
history?
Jade is was created by Timothy Zahn, who I'm going to meet in a month and a half. That's awesome, and I can't wait. He's also the creator of Grand Admiral Thrawn. But Mara Jade was Emperor's Hand. She was basically just in the backdrop, a spy. Emperor Palpatine had trained her personally, but she wasn't a Sith Lord or anything like that. But she was just someone that he counted on to go, to infiltrate places, spy for him, be his hand, and she was actually at the at Jabba the Hutt's palace during all that,
Yeah,
but she
I
couldn't
read
get
that.
in, she
Yep.
couldn't get into the when they were going to the Sarlacc pit. She couldn't get herself invited to that. In one of the books, basically in Timothy Zahn's books, if she had managed to go, she would have stopped Luke Skywalker from escaping. Kind of thing. So,
Right.
But in the end, she had, when the Emperor died, he left an imprint on her that basically said, "Kill Luke Skywalker." And during the Timothy Zahn books, she overcomes that by killing a clone of Luke, and that kind of breaks the spell that was put on her. And then she, begrudgingly starts to respect Luke, and then years later they get married and have a kid and all that good stuff. But then she gets, spoiler, she gets killed by Jason Solo, one of the kids of Han Solo and Leia, who were one of the twins, who turned into Darth Caedus, I believe his name was, eventually.
Yeah.
So Mara Jade got killed by him, but not before having Ben Skywalker.
Knowing
But, yeah.
all of this,
Yeah.
how did they work her into the current iteration of Star Wars? Is it possible to bring this character into this story?
It depends on where they're going. Are they going to have the Mara Jade when she's still... Because I see a Death Star behind her. To me, that says this is when she's still the Emperor's hand. If this illustration has anything to it. So this is where she's going into... And she's in spy mode, and she's getting information personally for the Empire. So she's fully integrated. She's not necessarily evil. She just does his will, so to speak. And just infiltrates things, whether that's using her charm, using her wit. She's trained in all kinds of combat. She can use anything. Her force powers are more through him. I mean, she does have force power, but any training she got was from him. But it's nothing crazy. She's not like who.
She's not gifted. She's not gifted.
Well, she's got plenty of gift, but everything was taught through him in a kind of weird form. But she never had like true hatred in her, from what I gathered from the books, anyways. But she's not like Starkiller.
Okay. Well, listen.
She's being trained as a Sith apprentice kind of thing.
I got you. I know Jed knows all of this stuff as well as you do.
Yeah,
he's a nerd for it.
I would let Knock, because Knock could explain it better than I would. But I know it all.
Here, and Sumo, do you know any of the extended universe lore of Star Wars? Do you know
Very minimal. It's like the basic stuff.
Well, all this chick was to me was a hot redhead. But this is one of the most. Here's where you can tell if a character's popular, guys. This is one of the most cosplayed friggin' characters you see at conventions. You see all kinds of redheads running around with friggin' purple lightsabers, man, or blue lightsabers, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be.
Purple is
her and Bastila.
And she's always got, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, she's got Han Solo's pistol on her hip, too. She's got the same kind of gun, right?
She's one of those that likes to she uses any weapon she
switch it up.
has.
Yeah.
So, is this a way forward for Star Wars? I'll put it to the panel. You guys, and let's.
Well, no, because this will be going backwards.
Hang on. Let me finish what I'm saying. And I want Sumo to start, and you guys don't talk over each other.
Joe knows he's getting me riled up right now. He knows.
Yeah, I am.
When I start interrupting, that's what I'm getting.
Dipping into this stuff that Knock loves so much, and
I could go for hours.
And try and do something a little different in the Star Wars that they've been doing that is not working. I mean, the Acolyte, we all suffered through that fucking piece of shit. The only thing they've done that I've actually really enjoyed was Andor. I mean, that's it, and that Knock even says it took him half the series to get into it. And
you could do parts of Andor with this too, because of when it takes place.
Because that's what I'm saying. Should we go back to the Imperial days to do some new stuff? Sumo, what do you think of that?
I think it's gonna sit with my same opinion with Marvel. Cancel everything. Let everyone wait 4 or 5 years for everyone to forget that anything happened, and restart somewhere. Can this bring Star Wars back? Honestly, I don't know, because the problem is that Star Wars has been so bad that we get a mediocre show like Mandalorian, right? It's not bad, it's not great Mandalorian, right? That everyone thinks it's the best Star Wars we've ever had, right? But we think it's the best we've had because
we get fed slop.
Well, Mandalorian season 1 was awesome. Like, there's no.
But it wasn't.
It's got
like,
differing opinions, but it's definitely
It
high
changed the whole-
Mandalorian
watermark for
bad.
Disney. It is.
Yeah,
for sure.
it was solid. It was solid. Even in like, let's say the sequel trilogy never happens, right? Mandalorian is still a solid Star Wars production.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think it can save Star Wars. Can it be good? Yes, but my question is going to be: is the audience that you screwed over, that's never coming back, like that's done? You're not getting them back. So no matter what you do,
yeah, that's where
it's
Jed
not gonna
comes
be
in.
Star Wars.
Jed, what do you think of this? Should they do something like this? I mean, it's going to piss off people that love the friggin' extended universe.
I agree with Knock. I agree with Knock and Sumo. I've said this. Like, with the whole thing with Doctor, they need to let things rest and just go on for some other things, and then come back and then go, hey, in like maybe 2 to 4 years, come back and say the first big thing comes out and we're going back. You have to literally go back. You can't. In the whole continuity right now, they went too far forward now. So you would have to just
the new.
back.
Let me touch on this real quick. That movie we were talking about with Ray in it is going to be 15 years in the future. By the way.
Yeah. So they're even going to go, and that was like, not correct me if I'm wrong on this. Wasn't 15 years after Jedi is when Shadows of the not Shadows the one with the Zahn did. It was 15 years.
The trilogy.
Yeah,
I was.
Because I have the books.
It was only a couple years. There was a lot of things that took place in between. I think it's about 5 years, if I'm not mistaken.
So it was
because they had the Emperor Reborn and stuff like that. So
it was and this is what I took from the books. It was anywhere from 5 to 15 years, because they really don't. They mention a lot of things, so you got to kind of figure it out yourself. But
there's a timeline. It's not too hard to figure it out.
Yeah, so
I just don't know it offhand.
Yeah, it's just me too, because I'm like Knock. I got to go to a convention to go see Timothy Zahn, and I had him sign my books and stuff. So you're gonna have an awesome time, Knock.
Yeah,
I know.
Sure.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I want Mara J to come in when it's right, and it's true.
Sorry,
it's true. Yeah, it's true. That's gonna happen.
Oh God, please no.
That's with Burn Disney. Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like a TV show would be. I don't know. Would Zendaya do a Disney TV show? I feel like she's over Disney.
Yeah,
I feel like her Disney days are done.
Yeah, and that's. I just thought the choice of her for this girl seems like she's a little bit more athletic than friggin' the string bean pole that is.
If you go back
Zendaya.
to what John said in the comments, and I agree with John right here. Where was it? Way back here.
I'm coming back up.
What he said. Did you not see her when she got the Christy Martin boxing roll? She bulks up nicely. He was talking about Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I was like,
I must have missed that one.
I'm just not seeing it.
And but here's another thing. Why don't we actually? And this is my frustration with Disney. They go out for these big names and stuff, and how we found Christopher Reeve was he was basically an unknown when he became Superman. So was
I tell you, look, and he did a lot of work for that role too.
Yeah, and
a little bit of lore here. I don't know if you know this or not. Knock may not know this, so let me tell you for the younger viewers out there. Christopher Reeve, when they hired him to be Superman, he had the look, but he didn't have the body, and they were going to give him foam muscles to put in his suit, and he said, "No, I want to bulk up. I want to get the muscles." And you know who he went to? He went to David Prowse, the guy that played Darth Vader, the physical guy that played Darth Vader, not the voice, but the guy that actually did the acting. And in 10 weeks on a steak diet, he bulked Christopher Reeve up to what you saw in the first Superman movie. It was amazing, the transformation he went through. But yeah, uh, I I just don't. I'm overloaded with Zendaya.
Yeah, it's like
And look, I like the chick. I do. I think she's a really talented girl. Look, she's amazing in this movie. It's a musical with Hugh Jackman called The Greatest Showman. It's my wife's favorite movie. We went and saw it one Christmas, and she fell in love with it, and she watches it all the time. She knows every song in it, and it's a really good movie. If you've never seen it, you like musicals, you need to see that one. It's great. It's an original musical. It has all original music, and it's really good. And she's fantastic in it. It's got her and Zac Efron as a couple in it, and both of these kids came out of the Disney system. They were both in the House of Mouse as kids, and but yeah, I'm with Knock. I think she has moved on.
And here's my thing, and I wish they would do this. They need to look at people for the talent and the passion, not just because, let's get The Rock, let's get Zendaya, let's get Jack Black. Stop that shit.
Yeah.
Get somebody that has talent and is hungry.
Well, I tell you, if they've done anything in Star Wars, I got to tell you, these some of these shows have talented guys in them.
Yeah.
Like
I won't disagree on that. Yeah.
Whoever Darth Joker head was in the Acolyte, that's a talented dude. Yeah. He can't help the damn writing. He can't help that.
And that's the other part of the problem is the writing,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like Capaldi, he was Tom Baker 2.0, but the scripts that he was given screwed him over. Basically.
The bad thing about all of this is that Disney's running it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Problem.
That's the problem.
Anybody else had this, they'd have done something with these characters right out the gate.
Oh yeah, you would have stopped with Hair to the Empire right out of the gate.
Yeah.
They're like,
it's going to be interesting if they do this. They're going to have to. The good thing about the future of Mara Jade on this is that it's completely wide open because there's not a lot that's covered between number 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Between them. So, because during all that time, like when Luke sets up his academy, she's one of the first students. Not the first, but she's like the second set of students in there.
Okay.
So she could potentially be at that academy. It would fit in the timeline. And then when he gets older, he gets middle aged, and then they have their kid, and then he gets a little older after that, like another 10 years after that. She dies, and then the events happen, or Academy goes out, or whatever. Like that stuff could still happen. Like they could make it so Kylo Ren.
They could make it fit in there and make a decent television program out of it. Is what you're saying?
I was just saying. Well, I was just saying. Like I don't know what they would include in the actual television, but if they wanted her to exist after the TV show, then they're going to have to fit her in somewhere, and it's possible because by the time the 7th movie happens, she could not exist. And that's plausible. It is plausible based on the extended universe where she didn't. She made it to her kids' teenage years, and that was Ben Skywalker's teenage years, where he was the apprentice of Jason Solo before he went
Ben Skywalker. Wow, man.
Ben Skywalker.
Wow, what a deal. What a deal.
Anakin Solo,
I'm going to have to read these books
Solo.
eventually. I'm going to have to read these books.
The Anakin Solo's death is one of the craziest and coolest deaths I've ever seen.
Wow.
Not as good as Chewbacca's death, but still pretty good.
Yeah, Chewbacca's death is just like...
He goes out like a boss, does he?
He goes out like a boss.
I don't want to take too much time, but that's story time.
Yeah.
Well, don't spoil it for these guys. They might go out and read this stuff.
These books have been out for 20 years. So
they've been out for like 20 years, Jack.
It's extended. Not many people are going to read Extended Universe.
Yeah. I want to say hi to Aggressively Relaxing. I've never seen you in the chat before. And he's commenting on Disney's writing. He says, writing? Laugh out loud. No doubt, man. But anyway, so bottom line, does this sound good to you or bad to you guys? What do you think, Doc? This sound good or bad?
I mean, I am fine with any extended universe character, especially one created by Timothy Zahn, brought back. However, I would really hope that they would keep Zahn as a advisor, he kind of took a step back when it came to the Mandalorian, or excuse me, the Ahsoka show, where Disney kind of took over Grand Admiral Thrawn. I felt like they didn't write him good enough.
Yeah.
I feel like he was making too many mistakes. Now, when Grand Admiral Thrawn is not perfect, he does make mistakes in the books, but when he does it, it's a line of thinking that's like perfectly logical why he got to where he did.
And if it
But
had
it was just
fallen
not
in
right.
place, if all the tumblers had hit right, he would have been right.
That's the
and
reason
most
why
of the time
he's
he
right.
is, and most of the time he is right. But
Yeah.
the way he underestimated Ahsoka in that one, it was just no. He wouldn't have.
No, he wouldn't have done that.
Not so many times. He may have done
Vince
it once,
is
but he
agreeing
will
with
learn
you.
from
He
it.
says not the Disney charge.
Yeah. They did.
I'm interested to see how they take it. If they give him a dumb death, I'm definitely going to call it out. Which I don't want him to die. He's one of my favorite characters. I just obviously he's with Disney, the bad guys.
Yeah,
go
Thrawn's
away.
awesome.
But
I will admit that. Yeah.
I hope they better. I hope in the future with Ahsoka season 2 that they show a better version of him, not screwing up so many times, because that's not him. He doesn't screw up that many times.
Okay. Jed, what do you think, man?
I agree with what. Here's another thing. People in hell must be getting ice water today, because me and Knock are agreeing on a lot of things. Okay.
I hear you.
So yeah, Knock said it the best right there. I agree with Knock. Like,
Okay. All right. Sumo, what do you think of this? Can they do something with it? What do you think?
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I you know what? I'm so jaded. Pun intended. I'm jaded over Star Wars these days. I only watched Mandalorian season 2. Haven't seen anything else. Like, as you can tell, I've moved on from Marvel and Star Wars. Right, things that were, Star Wars was a big part of my childhood. Marvel was a big part of my childhood. I remember getting excited for every trailer, wanting to see every movie, and it's gone now, and I'm on to bigger and better things, I think, now. And so it's like, even if it's good, I don't know if it bring me back. I've lost and killed my interest.
Yeah. Your mic's sounding like it's getting a little muffled there.
If I could just make one last point, Joe, for
Go ahead.
me. You know that when I was watching Andor, I almost quit it, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And what got me back into it was the back end where we were seeing the inner workings of the Empire. I think if they took that, if the writers for Andor came over and did something with Mara Jade, where they did some of the back work she did, where she infiltrated, gangs or high society. She did everything. Like or had to assassinate this person, had to go get information. I think if they showed that would make a killer spy thriller.
And so you see, with me, I gave Andor 3 episodes and I was out. I couldn't handle it.
It was the 5th episode, Jed. You had to wait till the 5th.
I
trust me. I feel you. It was the 5th one.
I give shows like 3 or 4 episodes.
I was done.
That's what I do too.
I was
Jed,
done.
I do that too, and it had me out the gate.
It was so close. If it wasn't for that 5th episode, I would have been done.
But then again, I really liked that character in Rogue One. I liked him. I liked the spy. I liked that dude. That I've always dug that. I can't wait for Mission. You guys know I'm nuts about friggin' Mission Impossible. Can't wait to see that.
And John says he liked Ahsoka. I thought Ahsoka wasn't bad. The problem with Ahsoka was that the fight scenes were just crappy.
Yeah. Well, you've cast somebody that's in her 50s to play that part. I mean, come on.
When they pulled out the young Ahsoka, that chick, that Ariana Greenblatt, she did an awesome job at that. I feel like if they made her, Ahsoka from then on, like if we got more flashbacks, which I think they're going to do in the next season, more flashback of the Clone Wars, and they have her in as that, I think we're going to see some cool lightsaber scenes.
Well, I knew you guys. We hadn't talked about Star Wars in a while, so I figured I'd throw that out there, and I knew we'd have a good discussion.
Star Wars every week, bro.
Yeah, but we don't go in depth on it like
he doesn't. No, he doesn't let me go in depth like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't let me do that very often. When he lets me cook, he knows when I get excited. He has to calm me down.
Every once in a while, I got to let Knock cook.
He has to treat me with Jed gloves. Like when
that's it.
He's like, he has to share me and Knock like every week time.
All right. Well, listen, guys. It's been a good 2 hours here, almost 2 hours, but we've got to do some promotion for our channels before we get out of here. So, I want to start with Jed. Tell them about the archivist and what you're doing over there and all that good stuff.
So
and I will pull up my man Sumo stuff while you're doing that. Go.
So right now, and I had dental surgery and I had some real life stuff and everything else. I'm trying to set things up for the archivist. Just recently, it's about comic books that you can see up there. We have old Fantastic Four, we have Superman, OG, Star Trek, Tom Baker, Knights of the Republic, anything, comics, video games, movies, TV, all the older stuff. And few of the newer things, but it's mostly to show all the cool stuff in the past. That's what an archivist is protect the past so the future generations could see more of it. Like,
yeah, he comes over here to my channel to be a jihadist against Disney. But whenever he wants to talk about stuff he loves, this is where he goes.
Yeah, and the most recent thing that we did, and Joe was over there. We had Comics Dad, we had and some like two other people. We talked about the public domain and stuff, everything from the was it the 30s? I think it was the 30s. Popeye went into the public domain. Only certain, like when you go into the public domain, there are certain things that you can use, but it's limited. Like Steamboat Willie, you can do whatever the hell you want with Steamboat Willie now. As Jay Drunk 3PO has done a Steamboat Willie shirt on his channel. If you go over there and you hook it up. But it's just stuff I want to get over, and I'm gonna try to bring on some really cool guests and talk about more Superman comics, some more Spider-Man stuff. The comics, I love. My favorite period in the Superman comics was the 90s. Well, late 80s to early 90s in Superman. I love it, but that part got me through a lot of stuff when I was a teenager.
Well, look,
and stuff.
Thanks for being here, Jed. I appreciate you being here always, my brother. We hang out quite a bit on my channel.
Yeah, we do.
His link is in the chat. Vince has got it in there, so you guys.
And don't worry. And I've asked some people. He's like, you're putting the emphasis on the archivist. Was the Roadhouse? Roadhouse will still be there. Roadhouse is never getting rid of.
He just hasn't gotten together the format he wants to do on that. But
yeah, Roadhouse is it's a weird hodgepodge of things.
We got to go, Jed. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you. Sumo,
always,
tell them about your channel, buddy.
Oh, sheesh. What do I not got going on? Well, I got a lot of stuff. Just uploaded a new podcast episode today. Had a really good one. Pretty soon, I would like to say Friday, maybe Saturday, I am going to upload a review of Judas Priest Point of Entry. It's an older album, but an underrated album, in my opinion.
Fantastic is what it is.
Yeah, that's a fucking awesome album, bro.
There's a few duds on it that I really don't like, but I'm going to cover that. And then Saturday night at 6:30, I will be live on Rumble exclusively doing a live listen and discussion with the great Pope Metallicus.
Yes.
Pope is cool. He knows his shit on that.
He is cool as hell, man. He really is.
We're gonna be going
he does know his shit on that. So.
All right.
So song by song, we're going to listen to every song. After every song, we're going to review it, talk about it, give some facts. And that's how we're going to do this show.
Very cool, man. Well, listen, thanks for being here, man. You're always welcome. You're in that thread. You can stop by anytime you want. The link is always up there. And yes, Pope does rock, Vince.
Yeah.
He does. Okay, let me let you know what's going on with my channel before we get out of here.
Did you see what John said?
Yes, I did, and I'm going to talk about it whenever I get to it. State of the Atmosphere comes your way every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. Come check it out. We'll tell you about everything in pop culture. On Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time, you can watch me work on my passion project, the story of America's Pirate Patriot, Sketching the Privateer. And then Fridays is usually time for Fallout on Pop Culture Minefield, but John is battling COVID, so they're not going to have a show this week.
Get well, brother.
But it's usually on at 8 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. And then, of course, the Brothers Hack the Matrix every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Everything you need to know about the clown show that is 2024 through today's headlines. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. On my channel. And then over on Pop Culture Minefield again 10 a.m. on Mondays. It's time for Military Monday. If you missed the Conflict show, you need to go check that out. It's a Finnish miniseries that was 6 episodes long. Looked pretty cool, the couple of episodes I saw of it, but I was taking care of a sick wife, so I had to leave that one, not be in that show. But he's doing The Eagle Has Landed, I believe, is what they're doing.
Yeah,
this
I think
week.
he said that last night. Eagles landed.
Yeah, be looking forward to that at 10 a.m. Central Time on Monday on Pop Culture Minefields channel. And then It's Only Talk and Roll comes your way every Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And I had a graphic for this, but I forgot to upload it. But what we're doing this Monday on It's Only Talk and Roll, we're going to be doing Earthquake, another disaster movie from the 70s, man. It's a great one.
Dude, that movie is awesome.
Cast. It is awesome. So you guys come check that out on Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And then it's right around to myself, Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails. And we're going to have the second chapter of Mass Effect. I actually made it through the tutorial this week. And I love the beginning of it, man. It took me a minute to get the controls down on this one, but I'm enjoying it.
Everybody, included in the chat, roasted him for 2 hours.
That's right. They did, because I had to learn a new system of battle in this thing. So, yeah, I was a little miffed. I was like, this is not what
But was there an hour of running through the wrong hallway? And...
No. It was I couldn't open a fucking door. That's what
he couldn't open a fucking menu, and it said, hit this button to do this.
Anyway, they got me through it. I was a little bit inebriated. That's part of the show. I have a few cocktails while I'm playing. But anyway, you guys come check it out. Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central Time, I'll continue my playthrough of Mass Effect 2, and it's back around to us on Wednesday. So, for myself, Knock, Jed, and Orange Sumo, I want to thank you guys for being here. Let's check in with Vince, make sure he's got everything up. Yeah, he's got everything up, but let's see. He says he sent me a meme, a Slapshot review. Okay, I'll look at it later. He says barely made it through. Yeah, sure, blame the booze. I do blame the booze. And he also says, cheerio, guys and gals. See you next time. And stay nerdy. And everybody, have yourself a good night. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I always tell you. You guys, take care of yourselves and keep on keeping on. God bless. And don't forget, boys and girls, whether you like them small, medium, or large, Kitty Tuesday continues into Wednesday. And Dust Wolfen, you get better, buddy. We miss you.
Yeah, get better, John.
For sure. You guys take it easy and have a great week. And don't forget about Titty Tuesday. Alma! Peace!